Howdy folks, welcome back to Sailing Slow Motion. So today we are going to try something a little bit different. So it's cooler, it's mid 50s and it's supposed to get up to maybe low 70s, upper 60s, low 70s. But today, because the winds are so light and the water is going to be so calm, we are going to try our hands at fishing. So something that I've noticed from watching the different sailing videos is that a lot of the sailors, we just aren't good fishermen for some reason. you got boaters, like the hardcore boaters in their power boats that love to fish, and then you got sailors that try their hands at fishing. So you'll see like the people on, like sometimes the catamaran folk, they'll catch a mahi-mahi or something edible, but usually all we do is get our lines tangled in seaweed, it seems like. So what we're gonna do today is go out there. I bought frozen shrimp, so we have something from the sea to put back into the sea. So that's about as good as my fishing knowledge goes. So I'm gonna use a bobber, just like I'm in a pond and I'm 8 years old, and we're gonna see if anything will bite onto our hooks here. So we're gonna paddle out to the end of the channel, and then we're gonna sail, hopefully in this light wind, out to just past the 3 mile mark. So we'll get into a little bit deeper water. I don't want to be too shallow, and see what happens from there. But I think today is going to be a fun change of pace. Like instead of like really trying anything out, this is just going to be a nice, relaxing, chill day. So, oh, and something else you might notice is my gloves. I have sailing gloves on. So when I first launched this boat, I had a good pair of sailing gloves on it, and they slipped off in the launching process. I have no idea where they went. So in all my previous videos, you'll see me with black gloves, and those are my motorcycle gloves. So now I'm feeling a little more. Well, even in this cool weather, it's about 55-ish. Supposed to be mid 50s right now. The breeze, I've just come out of the channel and I'm just now starting to feel a breeze, but I'm sweating. So when I'm doing this at night, there's no way I would exert myself like this to actually make myself sweat. I'd go a lot lighter. But because I know that the temperature is going to increase and I'm not going to be freezing, I got cold weather gear up in front of me. If I need to, I can change out of this. But typically I wouldn't make myself sweat. I'll try and stay below that threshold of effort. But I wanted to get out here just to get above while the tide was high and get sails up. But I'm just now starting to feel just a hint of breeze, but it is super calm out here. I'm gonna show you guys. There is nothing happening. But it's a beautiful day. Hopefully the fish are biting. Okay, so I just got sails up and we got a nice comfortable cruising speed of 2 knots, which honestly, in this kind of breeze, I'm okay with that. I mean, if we're getting 2 knots in this kind of very calm and glassy conditions, I'm pretty happy. I mean, how could you be upset with moving forward for free, right? So we're just gonna slowly cruise on out there. I got some good snacks I'm gonna snack on and just try and cool down a little bit. One thing that I like about watching other channels is you get to steal ideas. And I've stolen just about everything from Ziggy that he has to offer, I think. But one thing that I'm envious of when I watch his videos is when it's sunny and he puts his little umbrella up. So he puts his umbrella off to the side over here, and I didn't really like that mounting position. It just wasn't, I didn't feel like I was getting the coverage that I wanted or the positions that I wanted. So what I did was I mounted my rod holder directly in front of me. Now this is removed when I'm not using it, so it's only here for right now, but I can adjust it forward and back, like tilt it back, tilt it forward, tilt it left, tilt it right, and like however much I need. And I think this, since I'm so fair-skinned and I really need shade if I'm gonna be out, enjoying the weather. So having this umbrella is a great improvement. So I want to say thanks, Ziggy, for doing that to your boat so I could steal that and do it to my boat. Another thing with mounting it directly in front of me, you'd think that having the pole here would be a nuisance, but it really blends in with with depth perception. It's just blending in with the mast. So when it's straight ahead, then I really don't even notice that it's there. I mean, there's a little blurry line, but other than that, it's not bad. And then when I kick it off to the side, then it's way off to the side and it's out of my field of vision, so it works. I pulled out my wind speed indicator to see what we have happening here. And we are going, even if I come way out here, yet about half a knot of wind speed. Like, it's really, really slow. So, but we're moving still. We're still moving at almost 2 knots, 1.9. So the temperature has gone up already. It's 62 degrees out. So it's getting just nice summer blistery day, right? 62, but it feels great. I mean, I feel wonderful right now. So I did check windy, and this afternoon the winds are supposed to change and push us back into shore. And we've played this game before where I've gone out and the wind shift didn't happen. So really we're just banking on luck today. So I did tell the marina that my car might be there after they close and that it's okay. It's light winds and I might get stuck out there, but I'm not in trouble. There's no way to get in trouble. Well, there's always a way to get in trouble, but I don't foresee any issues today other than getting too far out and then not being able to get back in time. So worst case, what do? We sleep on the boat? That's what it's made for, right? That's the whole point of this. We're testing this out for a week-long endurance race. So if anything were to happen where we can't make it back, we're going to be safe. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, so we're getting into that wind shift lull where there's no wind at all. Our forward momentum is half a knot. But I wanted to show this off one more time with the selfie stick. So just to give the real perspective of what we got going here. It's hard to beat, you know? Having shade, like a bimini top on a power boat, this is living high class right now. I'm just sitting here cruising along, enjoying the day, and things could be better. Like, we could have more wind and we could be cruising faster and stuff, but man, it's just so hard to beat moments like these. There's an airplane flying over. I'm sure he's looking out of his window, seeing the sailboat and seeing the power boats, and he's enjoying his day. I'm down here looking down at the ground underneath us, and we're going over the mud flats right now, and on the bottom it looks like jellyfish, like just millions of them just all laying on the bottom. I don't know if that's what they are, if they are jellyfish, or if like the tide as it comes in just makes the sand make those little tiny mounds. But every now and then there's little shells, but there's nothing down there. It's just flat. Actually, let's see if I can, I'm not gonna dunk you under the salt water, but let's see how close I can get you. Yeah, there's too much glare. If I had the waterproof case, I would dunk you under there and show you, but I just don't want to get the salt on everything. And you'll see I'm trying to go wing to wing. The wind is just nothing. But we're still moving. I mean, I think there's still a little bit outgoing tide, and that's what's pushing us out. But there's the channel right over there that I was walking along the shores of in the previous video. And this is the break in the islands that I was talking about around the bend. So these chains, little islands, speckle their way out, getting out to the end of the channel into the deep water. And then in the summertime, this is all a big party area. Everyone brings their shallow water boats out there, the pontoons and stuff, and everyone hangs out.
And 5 by Lu 2. I'll copy.
I was hoping he'd repeat that. They're about to do, he said, pyrotechnics for a 2-mile range
We're
for
Charlie
6 minutes.
130. Drop in aircraft parachute flares.
Oh, they're dropping parachute flares. So that's the 2-mile radius. Okay. Well, yeah, I hope we can see that. That'd be kind of cool. A couple minutes ago, I was talking about how, I'm not a fisherman. And it's true, I'm not a very good fisherman. But there was a point in my life when I was stationed in Washington where I was a pretty good salmon fisherman there for a little while. Give me some corkies and some yarn, some 550 cord with some split shot in there. I had a bait caster, Abu Garcia. I had a moment where I was good. Me and my friend Corey would go down to the river a lot. Justin was there. Good times. And we would catch big salmon, and you can't even see my hands. You could catch big salmon and bring them back to the dorms and just chop them up, throw them in some aluminum foil, put some butter, some lemon on there, maybe some garlic, and cook them on the grill, feed everybody. They would come down. Man, that was some good fishing back then. But other than that, I've never been, without being on a charter where people take me where the fish are, never been much of a fisherman. So we're about halfway to where I want to be. We're about 1.5 miles out. We're going to at least 3 miles out, and then we're gonna get this fishing on. I have no idea where they drop these flares from the airplane. I never heard an airplane or anything. So I know the radios they use can travel a pretty far distance, so they could have been all the way down in St. Pete or even past that. So I did want to show you, though, the way that fog is kind of just sitting there. And we are floating along like we're floating down a river. We're going 1 knot, 1.2, just nice, gentle, easy. And it's just, I'm glad we're not racing today, because this would be, not the speed we'd want to be going. We'd be napping somewhere. But this, as what today was supposed to be, just a nice, chill, relaxing day, that is exactly what this is. So, checking the Windy app, winds are currently supposed to be at 2 knots, which I'll definitely say they're around 2 knots. But in the next half hour, it says the wind speed is going to double all the way up to 4 knots, and we are going to be cruising. Oh, I just really hope that this wind shift happens and we can sail back to shore, because if it stays the way it is at 2 knots coming from where we want to go, oh, we're not getting back. we're just gonna be out here for the night. But hopefully we still have cell reception so I can call and let people know that we're okay. I just saw a scallop alive back there. Wonder if there's any more. If the scallops are going to be out here, but if the scallops are going to be out here, then this would make it pretty easy. There's a little bit of grass down here. There's not a lot of grass. It's mostly still mud flats, but the grass is just in little patches. But the fact that I saw a scallop and it's alive. It's not a dead scallop shell. That's pretty cool. Well, I haven't seen any other scallops, so that one must have been like the scout scallop, or maybe he's a nomad, just left the tribe. He's like, I'm going out on my own. Now, scallop season isn't for another 5-6 months. It's still a long ways away in the summertime. But yeah, that one was just out here all by himself. He just like being alone. I guess kind of like me, like right now. But we are going about 2 knots now, so the wind's starting to pick up. When I first left, I said that I brought some good snacks. So what I brought were the Gordettos, just the dry bread. When I was a kid, I hated these things. That was the most disgusting thing ever, and I couldn't imagine why they were putting them in the mix. But now that's what I want. There's nothing else in here, just the garlic rye chips. But I've eaten almost this whole bag. It's just about gone, and I was looking at the calorie count. It's so bad for you, but it's really salty, and when you're out on the salt water, for some reason salty food I crave salty things when I'm on the salt water. So, but yeah, that bag's just about gone, and I've had about 700 calories right there. So, but it's Friday, and this is my cheat day, and I'm gonna eat a large stuffed crust pizza when I get home all by myself. And that's like 7,000 calories. So, but I burn it all off, so I'm not putting fat on. It's probably still not good for me, but I don't even know why I'm telling you about my caloric intake. But let's get back to sailing. So the destination that I picked is the Hernando Light. It's just a pillar that's out there. It's got a flashing light on it. Let people know they're entering Hernando. But it's at about the 3 mile line. I've been going 3 miles from shore. So I've been going about 4 miles out according to my inReach. And it's still a ways out there. I don't know how far, half mile maybe. But out here, it's just flats. It's probably 6 foot deep. There's nothing there. I've been staring at the bottom pretty much this whole time, just looking for life. The only thing I've seen is that nomadic scallop that wants to be left alone and went to the deadest spot in the county, I think, as there's nothing else down there. So I'm getting a little worried that I'm going to get out here and not make it back, because it's been 3 hours and I'm still a ways away from it. And I want to fish for a little while, and then I got to make it back. But they were calling for 4 knots by now, and it's not. it's probably still 2. So, and still not really in the right direction. Like I feel like it's more from the south, and it's supposed to be more from the northwest. So, and it wasn't supposed to roll this way, though. It's supposed to roll that way. So I don't really know what's happening out here. So we will see. Maybe we'll get out there. I know that, yeah, you're supposed to fish off a structure, and that's the best structure I could think of out here. And the reason why I think it's good, for one, is so people come out of the channel out here, and the channel ends just off to our starboard side over here. And I don't think people want to come out of the channel and then get right there and then fish. Like these people that are in their power boats that go 30, 40 miles an hour, they want to go somewhere to fish. They don't want to just come out and fish. So I don't think anyone really fishes this thing. And hopefully I'm right. We'll get there and there'll be all kinds of things that want to eat our dead frozen shrimp. And hopefully we can fish for a little bit, and then the wind picks up and pushes us home. Otherwise, we got a long afternoon ahead of us, and then our car is going to get locked up inside the marina. So we'll see how it all plays out. You know, that's all in the future. Right now, it is beautiful. It is calm. The water has this nice little just roll to it, and it's almost like when you were a kid and you'd go to gym class and you'd all stand around that big parachute and everyone would flop it like that, and then you get under it and hold it. Well, as it's coming down, you know how it kind of makes those little ripples as it settles down on you? So it's kind of like that. It's just got the slight gentle waves. And so like right now, this is great. I got no complaints other than that slight worry of getting home. But in the moment right now, where we're at and what we can control, everything is good. So as it turns out, a power boat, which is pretty good size, there's about 6 fishermen on it, just pulled up to the Hernando Light to fish it. So my choice to bank over here and go for these rocks was probably a good call, because, I mean, obviously there's somebody already there. So they're going to take all the fish, and I am going to go over this rock pile and snag some hooks. So we just set anchor, and I'll show you where we're at. So although on the camera it looks really far away, that's not that far. The Hernando Light, where the men were fishing just moments ago. So, but I'm where the rocks are supposed to be. And I don't know if you can see down there, we're in about probably 12 to 15 foot of water, roughly. And the rocks are supposed to be near here. I don't see them. I was trying to paddle around and look for them. I'm just gonna assume I'm close. And it looks like other people are fishing out here, so this can't be a horrible area, right? So let's see if these frozen dead shrimp are gonna work. And to show you where we started from, that's where the marina is, on shore that way. So we're about 4 miles out. But first, before we fish, I need to feed my belly with some real food. The rye bread was good, but I need something a little more sustainable. So I'm gonna eat a sandwich and drink a Gatorade, and then we'll fish. So I got this hoagie from a gas station, and what I did, because there's not a lot of meat in there, I just took the meat, folded it in half, so to make half a sandwich with more meat, which left me this piece of bread, which I'm thinking if I break this up into little bits, I could chum the water a little bit. Maybe. Isn't that how you fish, right? Chum the water. Okay, I'm about to hook up some frozen shrimp and cast out here and see how long it takes me to get a fish. So here's the question. Am I going to even catch a fish, 1? And 2, how many shrimp is it going to take? But shrimp should work, right? I'm pretty sure shrimp will work. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that my hook is too big, but we're going to go ahead and cast it out anyway and see what happens. I hope that hook's legal. I don't know what the rules are. I need to grab a book. There's shrimp number 1. Kept the head but lost the body. Then I'm going to switch to a smaller hook. I kept the hook because this shrimp is that's a big old fat shrimp. Let's see how this one did. If I was a fish, go right for it. Come on, old shiny eyes! That's for Corey. His grandpa used to call that out when no fish were biting. So we'll see if it works. There's a couple boats all within earshot. I wonder what they think about that. The sun has just come up, or come through the clouds, and I can see the bottom clear as day now. I still don't see, oh, there's rocks right there. I need to be fishing on that side. Let's move this operation. We were just 20 feet away from the fish this whole time. Now that we know, I may have to, now that I can see the bottom, I can see how deep it is. And I may have to extend that a little bit. I really didn't think we were going to catch anything, but now that I see where the rocks are, I think we have a chance. Like, I think we have a real chance here. There's a bite. There's a legit bite. I bet it pulled that shrimp off because that shrimp was barely on there. Yeah, it ate half the shrimp. All right, so we got a new clean shrimp on there. We got a nice cast right over the rocks. I think this one's it. This is the one. Come on, fish. Bite that bait. Bite that bait, fish. We had a bite. It's still there. Oh, there's a fish on. Ah! Oh my goodness, we got a fish. Wonder what kind it is. Probably the best fish ever. What are you? What are you? It is the best fish ever. Look, it's a puffer fish. Woo! We caught something. Oh, that's awesome. All right, little guy. Thanks for your service. Have a good day. All right, well, I think we completed our mission here. So we had a 5-mile sail out to this location. We ate lunch. We've enjoyed this beautiful weather. We finally caught a fish, even though it's a puffer fish. We caught something. Corey's grandpa's call worked. That right when I called that, the sun came out. I saw where the rocks were, and we were able to fish over it, and we caught something. So I call today a huge success. There's no way you're gonna see it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. There is a little sea turtle swimming around down there, probably about a foot long. That's really cool. All right, folks, I was just editing the video and I noticed my ending clip was all messed up, so I wanted to do one on here even though we have like no light at all. But I wanted to say thank you for joining me on today's journey. We did 5 miles out in that light breeze, fished and made 5 miles back. It took us about 6 hours, almost 7 hours, but it was a great time out on the water, and any day that's out there, it's hard to beat. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you all next time.